It's Brian here on my little channel that I've started up here. I am here on the beautiful Eastbourne Beach at the moment. The sun is shining in my face. Something interesting you'll see behind me, there's actually these heavy machinery that are going up and down the beach. And it's a pretty weird thing that they do every year, the beginning of the year. They take all the pebbles and the sand and they move it from that side of the beach all the way up to that end of the beach. And this is basically to do with the tides and the weather that happens here on the East Sussex coast. It tends to push a lot of the shingle up the beach. And beginning of the year, they get the heavy machinery out, they scoop it all up, and they take it back to the other side of the beach. It's quite a weird thing that they do, but I guess it keeps the beach flat. Otherwise, you've got some pretty big dunes at one end of the beach and not much happening at the other end of the beach. So it flattens it out. So when summer comes around, all the tourists can enjoy a nice flat beach. But just check this out. It's Eastbourne is supposed to be the sunniest place in the UK. It certainly is today. There's the pier at the far end, and I don't know if you noticed, but today I've got a bit of a raspy throat. I've got a bit of a cold, or as I like to say, I have got a sniffle. So I don't like to give in to the word cold or flu. My wife sometimes says I've got man flu because I sort of shuffle around the house whenever I'm feeling a little bit low. But by the way, in case you haven't wondered, I do have Bear the dog here as well. There he is. There's our Bear. But usually he's running up and down the beach. But today, I'm keeping him on the lead because of these big vehicles that are driving around. Although he's trying to pull me down the far end of the beach to see what's going on. But yeah, so I tend to say I've got a sniffle, not so much a cold. And I've got a theory. It helps me get rid of my cold. That is probably completely ridiculous, and I'm sure there's plenty of medical professionals out there that say that is ridiculous. But hey, when Bear's not feeling too well, he has a sleep, so I like to have a little sleep, have a little rest, but I also like to call it a sniffle. And I think that takes the power away from the mental side of it, you know, that sort of that part in your mind that says, oh, you've got a terrible cold, you must be careful. And I got a lesson from my daughter the other day. My youngest daughter, she does suffer from quite bad anxiety. And this anxiety hits a peak when she's trying to get into school. She prefers horses to people. She is a great people person. People love her, but she feels a bit overwhelmed sometimes when she's got too many people around her in a busy environment. And of course, when kids are going to school, they're kind of forced into that kind of environment. They're put in a classroom with over 30 other people, and it's a small confined space. That's where they have to stay for the day, for so many hours of the day between Monday and Friday. So this anxiety it has caused quite a lot of issues just trying to get into school. Once she's in, she's fine. And the other kids love her as well. I mean, she's such a great character. She's a wonderful, loving person. But the other day, I was in the car with her and I said, oh, how was school today? And she said, yeah, it's okay. And you usually have to pry a bit more information out of her. So I said, okay, darling, how was it really? Did you, how were things? And she said, well, I didn't have any squiggles. Sorry, squingles. That was it. I didn't have any squingles. And I said, what on earth is a squingle? She said, when I feel a little bit funny, I call it a squingle. I said, my God, that's wonderful. It's, it sounds so much better than saying anxiety or stress. She calls it a squingle. And ever since she's done that, this is actually over a week ago now, she hasn't had any more problems going into school. she's a happier person. And I believe she's taken the power out of that anxiety by giving it a slightly funny, amusing name. So now we talk about her squiggles, and those squiggles are not as bad as they used to be. You know, they've helped an awful lot. She's taken that power away from that word anxiety, and she's giving it a funny name. And because of that, when she talks about it, she has a smile on her face. So I think this is something that we can learn. You know, we can. Here we are. My daughter's teaching me stuff now, and I just thought it'd be a wonderful thing to share with everybody else. Anyone else who's had anxiety in their life, I know I certainly have. Maybe you could use that yourself. You know, find your own little funny word for this issue of anxiety, and you know, maybe you could be using it if you're looking to start a YouTube channel, and you're wondering how you're going to start. You know, you're feeling that anxiety about speaking into camera. Maybe this is the solution. You know, you could call it your squingle or whatever else you want to call it. Start laughing about it. Pick up the phone and start recording. I think it's a great way to really get rid of this anxiety that we sometimes have of speaking to camera. But yeah, that's my thought of the day. I'm going to take some Lemsip, and maybe a few cough sweets. I'm pleased I haven't had one of my coughing fits while I've actually been on the beach here recording. And yeah, I'm just going to leave you with this wonderful sunrise that we've got here, right behind me, cracking, and a little bit of Eastbourne Beach. My goodness, that you know what? That sun there on this side is looking pretty good. Maybe I should have recorded on this side. Let's have another look. I'm going slow because I know that sometimes I've been moving the camera a little bit too quickly, and I'm actually getting a gimbal. I'm going to get a gimbal because the gimbal, it stabilizes the camera, and I'm going to do an honest review on some of the kit that I'm going to buy to help me out with these YouTube videos. So yeah, I'm thinking a microphone. Believe it or not, I haven't got a microphone. Maybe you do believe it. Maybe the sound isn't as great as it should be. But yeah, I'm going to get a microphone. I'm going to get a gimbal, and I'm going to spend some time actually making sure that I'm in the right location and I've got the sun in the right place. Makes such a difference, doesn't it, when you're recording, how the light is. But yeah, as you can see behind me, it's a beautiful Victorian. I'm saying Victorian, and look, there's that great big U build in the back there. That's actually a hotel. But you can see here some beautiful Victorian buildings. It's nice to see where people are, eh? I'd love to see where some of the other YouTubers are in the world. That I bet you they've got some great locations. Get out and about, folks. You know, start recording outside. I'm sure everyone would love to see what your space looks like, you know, where you're living. But it's going to be a beautiful day today. I can feel it. And the beach is going to be nice and flat, and everyone in summer is going to be happy. So hey, signing out. Have a great day, and I'm going to let our bear off the lead for a little while so you can have a good run around along the beach here, because as you can see, the sea is lapping up behind us, and I see that the big vehicles have stopped moving. I guess they're on a tea break. So hey, have a great day, and we'll speak soon. Bye now.